There we go. All right. Happy Thursday. Coach Brittany here for abs and core, and then we always sprinkle some mobility in there. Got a lot on the table for everyone today. So all you need is a mat and just a little bit of space, not too much space, just a little bit. We'll go ahead and get started with our warm up, and then I'll explain each set of abs as we get to it. We've got 3 different sets to get to today, and then we'll stretch in between each set and then finish up with a stretch as well. As always, being as efficient with our time as possible and cramming it all in. All right, let's go ahead and get started with some squats on our mat. Feet nice and wide, maybe not too wide, a little wider than hip width. And then we're just squatting. Doesn't matter how far you come down, as long as you stand all the way up to your full height after each rep. As you can see, I'm not going very far down yet. I've been sitting all day, I'm stiff. So go at your own pace. Hands can be wherever you want them to be right now. Just make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead. Notice if your toes want to start to turn out to the side, or if your back starts arching a lot. Just be aware of how you're feeling. All right, and we're going to do 3 more of these wherever you're at, and we're going to end in a squat. So let's do 2, and then 1 more. Let's take it down to a deep squat. Maybe bring your feet out a little bit further, especially if you're as stiff as I am. And let's bring those hips as close to the ground as possible. Hands can be in between your legs or out in front for support. Take a breath here. Maybe rock side to side or back and forth. We can make little circles. We're really opening up our hips as much as we can. And from here, we're going to turn this into a forward fold. So straighten the legs, hands reach down to the ground, head is hanging, forward fold. And let's go back into that deep squat. Hopefully it feels a little better already. Once again, find what feels good. It's going to be a little different for everyone. And let's forward fold once again. Take a breath here. And we got 1 more of these. Deep squat. Head and chest are up as much as possible. And forward fold. And bend the knees a lot, roll up nice and slow, 1 vertebra at a time. Maybe take a big shoulder roll. Nicely done. We got 1 more very global stretch before we go into our abs. So let's find our balance on our right foot. Left knee comes to our chest. Grab your knee or the back of your thigh, pull it in. And maybe take a couple ankle circles in each direction. And let's step back with our left foot, reverse lunge. Both hands come to the inside of the right foot. Keep your left hand on the ground, right arm reaches up. Look past your thumb, twist through your spine. And right hand comes to outside of our right foot. You can stay on palms or come up in fingertips. Straighten your right leg as much as you can. Option to take the right toes to the ceiling to really deepen that hamstring stretch. Take a breath here. And if your toes are up, go ahead and set them down. Let's bring left foot to meet the right. And we stand up. Nicely done. Let's go to the other side. Find your balance on your left foot, right knee to chest, a couple ankle circles in each direction. Step it back, reverse lunge. Both hands come to the inside of our left foot. Right hand stays down, left arm comes up. Look past your thumb, twist. Take a breath. And left hand comes to outside of left foot, straighten the left leg. Option to keep toes on the ground or lift them up just to make it a little more intense. Nice. And if your toes are up, go ahead and set them down. Step right foot forward to meet the left. And we stand up all the way, maybe take a shoulder circle. Put your shoulders in their back pockets. That is our warm up. All right, for our first set today, we are on the ground. We are going to be on our backs. We've got 3 exercises. We're going to go through this 4 times. Our first exercise is single leg extension. So arms are just by our hips. Knees are over hips, ankles in line with the knees. We're extending one leg, bringing it back to center, always keeping tension on our abs, then extending the other leg back to center. The angle you go at is up to you. So imagine there's a towel underneath your low back and somebody's trying to pull it out from underneath you. Don't let them do it. Our second one, we're coming up to seated. Knees are squeezed together, arms are by our torso, we're twisting. We've got Russian twists. This is a great one to add a weight to. If you have a dumbbell, kettlebell, heavy water bottle, all of those are great options. And then we're on our back for this last one for frog crunches. So feet are together, knees are out wide, arms are reaching. We're crunching up, keeping the feet on the ground as we do so, going nice and quick with those frog crunches. So we're gonna go through those 4 times. Let's get the timer going. No rest between these exercises. It's gonna come fast, so stick with me. I'll be counting it down. Let's go ahead and start with those single leg extensions in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So already you should feel your abs working. Belly button pulls to spine. No rest with this one. There should be work in the abs, even when your knee is over your hips. Russian twists are coming now. Come up to seated, nice and quick. Maybe you grab a weight with this one, maybe not for the first round. We've got 3 more rounds after this, plenty of time to add weight and a challenge. Go, go, go. And time. We are on our back, frog crunches. Feet are together, knees are wide. We're reaching our hands for our feet, nice and quick. Working our upper abs. We're about to start round 2 in 3, 2, 1. Single leg extensions. Comes quick with this first round. So quick transitions, no break, right into it. Russian twists are coming up next. 2, 1, and we're twisting. Squeeze your knees together. Try to not twist your hips too much. We want to think about twisting from the waist up. Give me a couple more. And frog crunches, nicely done. We're on our back again. Working our upper abs with this one. Don't let your feet come off the ground. Nice and quick. We're back to single leg extensions in 2, 1. Rest those upper abs. It's all about the lower abs now. Think about touching your heel towards the wall in front of you rather than the ceiling. And time. We're twisting. Come up to seated. Hands are right in front of your chest. This is round 3 out of 4, so good time to add some weight if it's quickly available. Frog crunches are next. 2, 1, on your back. Don't forget to breathe. This is definitely an exercise in endurance. We're training our abs to work for long periods of time. We got one more round though. And go, single leg extensions. Make this the best one yet. Maybe your back and glutes and hamstrings are loosening up so you can get your legs more parallel to the ground or closer to parallel. That's always the goal. 3, 2, 1, Russian twists. Nice and quick with this one. We get a break after our frog crunches. So no breaks now. 1 is coming up. 2, 1, on our back, frog crunches. Ten seconds, try and go a little faster. Go, go, go. And time, nicely done. That is our first round. Go ahead and grab some water if you need it. If you don't need any water, go ahead and make your way on to your belly. Hands can go on either side of your face. Keep the shoulders relaxed as you come into a press up, a little cobra. So only push up as far as you can without the hips coming off the ground. And maybe this is comfortable on your hands. Maybe you can keep your shoulders relaxed, or you can come onto your forearms and come into more of a Sphinx position. So we're stretching out the abs with this one. Feel free to stay here or stretch out in another position. I'm going to explain the next set. So this next set, we have 4 exercises. It's really 3 different ones. We're doing one of them on each side. And then we're going to go through this 3 times. So for our first one, we're starting on our right. We're coming into a side plank position. So I'm in this full side plank, but you can come bring your knee down, or you can do this on your forearms. Either one's an option. We're lifting our hips up to the ceiling, trying to touch our top hip to the ceiling as many times as we can. We're going to do that on the right. And then when I say switch, we're going to do that on the left. So those are the first 2. Our third one, we're on our back again for scissors. Similar to what we did in the first round, just a little different. So legs are completely straight this time. We're bringing one leg to the ground and then the other. Once again, we don't want someone to steal that towel from underneath our low back. So think about keeping lots of pressure through your belly, pulling your belly button towards your spine, and try and keep your legs as straight as possible. Easier said than done after a day of sitting. Our last one, traditional crunches. So they're purposely similar exercises to our first set. With our crunches, we can have feet on the ground or feet up in the air. Hands are behind our head or over our chest. Nice and quick with that one. All right, hopefully you've had a chance to stretch, grab some water, all that good stuff. We're going to start with our hip lifts first. Pick your favorite side plank position. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's lift up. So if you're on your hands, it's already a challenging position, but it's made even more challenging because you have more range of motion. So if you're feeling good today and your shoulders feeling good, try it out. Think nice and long through your body, top hip is lifting up to the ceiling. Switching now, go ahead and roll over. I'm going to flip over so you can still see me, but now we're on our left side. Modify as needed. Maybe forearms is a better choice, maybe forearms and bottom knee on the ground is a good choice. Modify to how you're feeling. All of the choices are difficult. All of them are challenging in their own way. 2, 1. We're on our back for scissors. Legs are straight up, arms are by our side. If your back is especially tight, you can put your hands under your hips, and that'll take away a little bit of the pressure. So play with what works best for you today. 5 seconds until our crunches. Doing great. 2, 1. Traditional crunches. Legs can be up in the air or feet can be down on the ground. Once again, both are challenging in their own way. Pick the one that's most challenging for you today. Challenging in a good way. Nice and quick with these crunches. We're almost to round 2. We're back to the top. And 2, 1. Hip lifts. Find your favorite plank, side plank. That's all of them, right? Everyone loves side planks. Keep it going. Try and touch that top hip to the ceiling. And then don't quite rest your bottom hip on the ground. No breaks in this round. 2, 1. Switch sides. Flip it over. Make that transition nice and quick. And then right into it. Whew. This is always the one that makes me sweat, any kind of side plank. That's why we do it, right? It's challenging for most people. That's why we practice. All right, scissors are next in 2, 1. Flip over onto your back, scissors. Straighten those legs as much as you can. We're going for ending with our ankles over our knees, over our hips. Do the best you can. You can see I have a little bend in my knees. Just kind of comes with the territory with sitting all day. 2, 1, crunches. So since we're on round 2 out of 3, maybe try the other modification you didn't do in round 1, just to see how it feels. If your feet are up in the air, try and keep them in line with your knees. Don't let those ankles fall. 3, 2, 1. We are back to the top. Last round, hip lifts on the right side. Demo this last round on my knee and my forearm. If you are on your knee on the bottom, to modify, maybe for a shoulder injury, and you want to make it even harder, you can try and lift that top leg up. Always ways to make things harder. 2, 1, switch sides. All right, last side plank of the day. I'm going to lift my top foot on this one. This is a good way to work the outer hips, even more than we're already doing. Stick with it. We're almost there. Stay long through your body. 2, 1, scissors. Last round of these. Keep those legs straight, belly button to spine. The last round, but don't get sloppy. Keep your focus. Got one more exercise after this, and then we take a break. 2, 1, crunches. Nice and quick on this last round. Hands are lightly on the back of your neck for support or across your chest. Once again, don't get sloppy. Keep your focus. 10 seconds. Go, go, go. 2, 1. And time. Woo! All right, since we're on our backs, go ahead and bring your arms out to the side, bring your knees to touch. Let's drop both knees over to the left side while keeping our shoulders glued to the ground. And then bring the knees back to center and drop them over to the right side. Once again, keep your shoulder blades glued to the ground. Don't let them come up. And back to center. Maybe bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Roll side to side, little back massage. Feel free to stay in that position or grab some water if you'd like it. We've got one more round to get through. So this time we have 4 exercises. We're going to be working our back, our glutes, even our shoulders a little bit. So our first one, we are on our belly. We have Supermans, or since it's all ladies in here, Superwoman, Supergirls, all that good stuff. Arms are over our head and we're lifting up as high as we can, holding for a second or two and coming back to the ground. If your arms aren't liking the overhead motion, that's okay. Bring your arms by your side body, and then we can squeeze our shoulder blades together even more as we lift up. So we're just holding it for a second or so at the top, nothing too long. Our second exercise, we have plank to pike. So we're in our plank position, and then we're pushing back into a pike, also known as a downward dog, and then coming back into our plank. How long you hold it in each position is up to you. I encourage you to hold it in the more challenging position for just a couple seconds at a time. Our third exercise, we are on our backs for bridges. So arms are by our side, toes are up. We are just holding the bridge. Nice and simple. Working the glutes should be nice and effective. Belly buttons coming to spine. All right, our last one is, oh, I got this right. I was thinking I put something twice. I did not. We are coming back to our plank position. I'm going to demo this one from the front. Nice strong plank, and we're tapping our big toes out to the side, working our outer hip muscles. So there we have it. We're going to go through each one. We're going to go through this round, excuse me, 3 times. Yeah, we've got time. We're going to go through it 2 times so we can stretch a little bit. I've been chatty this class. So we're going to go through this 2 times. Stick with me, have fun. We're starting with Superwoman in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. That's what I mean. I always pack these classes very full. We gotta keep moving through them nice and quick so we can get to everything. All right, squeezing our glutes, squeezing our back, especially by our shoulder blades as we lift. Plank to pike is next, and 2, 1. All right, pushing up, down dog, and plank, holding it for a second or two to find the abs, and pushing it back to down dog or pike. The Summer Olympics are on right now. That means there's diving, and this is definitely the pike motion in diving. And gymnastics too, I believe. It's been a while since I've done diving or gymnastics. 2, 1, we're on our back for bridges. Good opportunity to get our heart rate down. Heels are pressing into the ground, toes are up, glutes are squeezing. Keep lifting the hips. And maybe it takes a second to feel your glutes. That is very possible after probably not moving very much today. 2, 1, let's flip it over. We have plank with those toe taps side to side. Push the ground away very actively. Abs are pulled in. And if you're on a yoga mat, it's a pretty good landmark because you're going to tap your toe to the outside of your mat. So not very far. 3, 2, 1. Superman, superwoman. We got our last round of work. Down just a little bit. Last round of work. Arms are overhead or by your side. Both are great options. And just work your shoulders and your back in a little bit different way. Plank to pike is coming in 2, 1. All right, push up to that plank position and then back into the pike, which is a pretty good resting pose. You're in exercise with Exos today. We did a lot of pike push-ups, just kind of handstand prep, lots of shoulders. So it might just feel good to hang out there for a second. Bridges are coming up next. 2, 1. All right, on our back. Toes are up, heels are pushing into the ground. Abs are pulled in. Take a moment for your heart rate to come down. Focus on those glutes working. Shouldn't be any low back pain here. If it is, maybe just lower the hips down a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Flip it over. We're in our plank. Lateral toe taps. It's our last one, and then we get to stretch. Pretend you're Chuck Norris. Push the ground away from you. Pull your lower abs in. We're almost there. Maybe speed up that tap if you can. Go, go, go. And time. Woo, I am sweating. Great job, great job. All right. Let's come up to a full a tall kneeling position, lots of different kneeling positions. If you're on a hardwood floor, go ahead and grab a cushion or double up your mat. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back, drop our knuckles towards the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades down and together as you open up your chest towards the ceiling. Think about pulling your hands apart, maybe slowing the breath down. And when you're ready, release. Let's go ahead and get a hip flexor stretch on each side, and then we'll wrap it up. So right foot comes forward, left knee is on the ground. Squeeze your left glute, abs are in. Bring the hips forward. And we're looking for that stretch in the front of the left hip. Nice, let's go ahead and release. Switch sides, right knee comes to the ground, left foot forward, same thing. Right glute squeezes, abs are in. Let's bring the hips forward, just resting the hands on our left thigh. Taking a breath. And release. All right, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for joining, especially on quarter end. It is so crazy this week for a lot of people. We have a couple more classes tomorrow, 7 a.m. sports performance mindset reset. Noelle is subbing for Jazzy, and then Luis has functional fitness Friday, followed by guided meditation tomorrow. And then abs and core, of course, is 4:30 p.m. Tuesdays with Luis, Thursdays with me. Hope you can join again. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day.